Anyways, it's time to unpack. So grab a snack and welcome back to Sister Smack. Today, this episode is I'm actually grabbing a snack and so is Elise. Today's episode is gonna be a little different. Um, we're going through some stuff right now, okay? And Elise and I were the only ones free to film tonight. And so we thought that we'd get a little vulnerable on here for y'all. I'm gonna be real. I'm going through some shit right now. And this just happened last night. And I need to process. So we're gonna go through some things and talk about friendships and relationships and all of the things and when to
Until
know
leave.
that you gotta leave that friendship, okay? Because I wish that I had known sooner.
But Hope is going to start us off. Because
I
actually,
don't even know where to start. Like,
cool. Look, we'll take a spin on it. Just to, I said this on live earlier, but I'm going to say it. Please do not take our advice if it does not apply to your situation, because sometimes it might not work. But take the advice for whatever you need. This is a safe place, and we're just gonna talk some real shit.
what
Girl,
is vibrating? Something's vibrating and it's driving me insane. Sorry.
no, you're good.
I
Well,
don't
you
know what it is. It's literally making me mad. It's you.
I'm vibrating. How about now?
It's just when you talk. For some reason, it's like reverberating throughout the car.
Oh, oh shit, that's not pleasant. Sorry.
I've
But
never noticed it before, though. That's the weird part.
maybe because it's dead, not dead awkward, but just like it's us two. But today's episode, we're gonna talk about, like we mentioned, how to leave a friendship, situationship, relationship before it gets worse, or if it's already gotten to that point. So, Hope, do you wanna jump right into it and say what?
Maybe it's the TV inside. I'm sorry. It's literally bothering me so much.
Oh, you're good.
I don't really know. I don't even know like where to start. Cause all right, y'all. We're gonna deep dive into this, okay? I apologize in advance if I cry. I'm not inherently like I'm an emotional person, but not over the stuff that matters. I will cry over little things and sad TikToks and puppies and things like that, but I will never cry over what actually matters, and I need to get better at that. Um, but I want to do this because if there's other people like going through situations that are similar to this, I want them to like learn from my situation and just like if that can help, then it'll make this worth it because this is pretty booty, not gonna lie. Um, about 5 years ago, damn, we're gonna start there. Okay, 5 years ago, I met someone who became very important to me. And oh boy, I don't even know how to like start the fucking conversation. I don't know. I don't know what to do. This person became my best friend, and before I knew it, I had feelings for him. And that lasted 3 years. I liked him for 3 years before I even told him. And I told him
Last year?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Um, so the year I met him, right, we were just friends, and then I liked him for 3 years, and then I told him, and whatever. Um, and we kind of just glazed over it, and I told him like I needed um some room to get over my feelings, and then we could be friends again, but I just needed some time to get over it. I needed some separation. So we took that time, and then he called me and he was going through this like mental thing, and I put all my feelings aside because I was like, he needs his best friend right now. He doesn't need this complication. So I'm gonna put my feelings aside to help what he's going through. And I realized that that is what I'd been doing the whole time. And like
Mhm.
I'm the kind of person that always like puts other people ahead of myself, especially if they're really important to me. So I didn't realize that that wasn't like I thought the only reason I was doing that was because I had feelings for him. But then the feelings went away, and then I realized like this isn't because I like him. It's because he just doesn't care like I do. And I let that go on and on. And oh, God bless my friends that I don't have anymore that talk to me about like, he can't keep doing this. Like, you need to wake up and like let him go. You need to tell him like, you know, get out of Dodge. But I couldn't do that because I wanted that friendship to work so bad because it had been such a long friendship and we knew everything about each other. Everything. Like his mom follows me on social media. His cousin follows me on social media. We slept over at each other's houses numerous times. We had such an intimate relationship. I don't want to say relationship because we never dated. That's the thing. That's what gets so crazy. But it was a relationship at the end of the day. Like I don't even want to sugarcoat it. Like low key, like the things that you would do in a relationship, like the constant calling and texting and visiting and staying the night and holding my hand and like just like intimate things like that. And I never let it go too far. But to me, my love language is physical touch. So for me, like him putting his arm around me or like sleeping um sleeping with his arm around me or like holding my hand or whatever, that was like for me it was a lot enough to get emotionally attached, and I let that go on for so long. And I didn't set boundaries because I was like it's fine, and then it won't happen, and then it did happen again, and then I was like I'm not going to let it happen again, and then it did. And it and it got to a point where I don't even want to be with him anymore because I don't see him like that. There was one day we hung out in particular after I was like begging. I was like literally on my hands and knees like God freaking give me a sign because why do I want to be with him so bad? Like literally why? It's not like he treated me like dirt because he never like he never knew he was being mean. It was never like a purposeful thing. He was never violent with me. He never said things to me that hurt my feelings. It was always just like, and
Don't rush. Take your time.
that's probably just it right there. That he didn't say anything ever. He wasn't a very good listener. And I wanted him to be so many things. And the thing is, like, I liked other guys before I liked him, obviously. And he came in and like nobody else compared. And then all of a sudden, I don't know where things went wrong. I don't know. All of a sudden, he just like pulled away. He wasn't considerate anymore. He didn't really care. Very selfish. And it was like I was constantly like waiting. And there was excuses and excuses, like things going on in his family and this and that. And I was like, he needs me. He needs me. But like, what about me? And like, not to be selfish, but like we all go through things. And obviously he needed me, but there were times where I needed him and he was nowhere to be found. And I think the fact that I let him get away with that so much, and like he knew that he could call me whenever and I would be there, he began to take that for granted. And I just kept waiting and waiting. And then he would call me and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm important. But he only called me when he needed me. It was only when he needed something or he wanted to talk about something. Like I was just waiting for him to make me feel like I was important to him, like he used to. And it never came. And sure, we're friends, but like we'll go through times where like he'll call me every day and then he'll get busy and he'll stop calling me and then he'll start calling me again and I'll be right back at square one. But recently we're in the lull of he isn't calling me because he's busy. He'll say he's busy, but the thing is, like, he used to be busy too. And like he would call me from the shower, he'd call me on his way to and from work. And granted, that's probably how I got emotionally attached because I value quality time a lot. But you're never too busy. You just didn't want to. And I didn't want to believe that. But like he'll talk about other friends and stuff. And I'm not a jealous person. I hate being jealous. I don't like the feeling. I nip it right in the bud when it happens. And so he would like start talking about other friends that he has. And I would be like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, why aren't you putting in that kind of effort for me, who's put in that kind of effort and beyond for you for years? Like, we have history upon history upon history. You just met these people. Why all of a sudden are they way more important to you than I'll like ever be? It just didn't make sense. And it still doesn't make sense. And I'll probably never understand what happened or what I did wrong or where it went wrong. But I just got tired of feeling like a second choice. I was always second choice. Damn. Like, and um I just like he kept putting me on the back burner. I was never there was a time where I was his like priority and I didn't like once that shifted. And it's not like I want to be his number one priority, but I at least wanted to be one of them. So it's just it was really frustrating to be putting like my all of my energy into this person whenever he needed it and never get even a thought in return. So I ended the friendship last night. And that might seem such like a simple thing, but it was not. Because it goes very deep. My parents love him, and I'm sure they'll find out eventually from his mom, because our moms are friends and they have been for years. But I can't like I had to because I kept putting like, oh, it's not the right time. He's going through this and you're going through that. Oh, like I don't have the right words to say. I don't know what to say. Um, there's so many factors, and yeah, I'm gonna see him everywhere for a while. Like not literally because we don't live near each other anymore. I just moved, but I'm gonna see him everywhere. Okay, we've known each other for years. Years. There are things he's given me that I have all over the place. Like we have a million pictures together. He's gonna come up. Like that's inevitable. But I couldn't keep going in that circle anymore. So I ended the friendship, and last night I was like fine. But this morning I woke up and it like, oh, I've only ever been in one relationship before, like genuine relationship, and it was like a BS relationship. Like again, he didn't take it seriously enough. And I'm always the one that cares the most. Oh my God. But what was I gonna say? Oh my God. I feel like I'm talking way too much. Um, yeah, one other relationship. And that breakup was nowhere near difficult. Like I knew that relationship was gonna end like a month in. I was like, there's no way. And because he kept making like promise after promise, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like he's not gonna do any of this shit. So I was like waiting for him to end it because I didn't have the heart to, because he kept telling me like, yo, I'm gonna do this and this, and then never did. And I had grieved that relationship before it even ended. Like by the time it ended, I was like, yippee. Like I didn't have anything to grieve because I had already gone through it. But this is on a whole nother level because we never dated. So I don't know what to do. Like I'm fine up here, but my body doesn't know what to do. Like I feel nauseous. I feel sick to my stomach. Like I'm like fine one minute and then the next I'm like crying. Like I just don't know what to do. I have so much attachment to this person. It's like a legit breakup. Like I don't and the worst thing about it is like I don't want to hear from him. I blocked him on everything because I knew that that would be a temptation. And the worst part about it is I want to know if he's okay. Why? Like that bothers me so much that I can't even put it in words. Like cuz I literally don't have anything else to say. Like about that. Cuz like why should I be concerned with how he feels? Like I didn't even owe him an explanation. Like I honestly could have just blocked him on everything and that would have been it. I would have been completely justified in that. But I was like, if I was him, I would want an explanation. So I did my best to like put all my thoughts into words and send it. And of course, I always thought I would have to say everything. And I didn't say everything. I just said what mattered and what was important to say and to address. But I I'm proud that I did it, but it sucks. Like so it sucks so bad because for years, 5 years, for 5 years, talk to a person pretty much every single day. And like it doesn't matter. Well, it matters. But like in my head, it doesn't matter that they were hurting my feelings unintentionally for years, or that, this and this and this. At the end of the day, my brain just thinks like I've known them for years. They've been a part of my life for so long. They became like he became a part of my routine. And now I'm not gonna speak to him again. Like he didn't die, but it's like he died. So
You're grieving.
yeah. And I'm really tired of that because I've been doing that a lot this year. Um, and I don't want to continue doing this. And I knew that I had to do this sooner rather than later because if I prolonged it, it was just gonna be worse. And I didn't want to keep going through this cycle anymore because I've already been going through the cycle for 4 years and I'm exhausted of it. And I was like, I don't feel like filming pod tonight because like I'm not gonna be the bubbly, like funny person that I usually am on the pod, or that I'd like to think that I am on the pod, I guess. Um, and I wasn't feeling it. Like I was laying in bed crying for a good portion of my day. I went and I drove around and a song came on and I had to pull over because I was crying. And I didn't want to do it, but I went in the shower and I like took a minute and it like came over me like, yo, you're not the only one going through something like this. I'm sure like talking about it is gonna help other people. So if I'm able to help at least one person, it would make going through this worth it, even though it sucks. Um, so I just wanted to share with you because I've got lots of stories, and I know Elise has lots of stories of like being in toxic friendships, relationships, situations, whatever you want to call it. We've got stories and we've got things to say. Um, and so I wanted to get on and share this with you because I realized that I haven't really been um like vulnerable. Like we talk about a lot of like lighthearted topics, but we never talk about like serious stuff on here. Um, and I wanted to share this side with y'all because um I want you guys to know that you guys aren't you're never gonna be alone in something that you're going through. So, because I wish I would have had something like this 5 years ago that I could have watched, because that would have stopped it right in its tracks. Except I didn't have that, so I want to be that for somebody. So if I can help someone, then so be it. But I'm gonna get emotional. So
I've been through what Hope's been through, similar but different. And oh my God, I recently like ended it in the summer, and it's still crazy to me. And sometimes I'm like, damn, because you miss talking to them, you miss doing everything. Like that person for me was like, I don't know. I don't till this day it blows my mind because I don't know what I saw. And I let this person continuously disrespect me in so many ways where it was like, what was I doing? And just letting go was it's hard. Letting go of something is never easy because shit, like you're so attached to it emotionally, and it makes it worse because if you were attached to this person but there was no label behind it, it just, I don't know. It makes
Right.
it hard to let
You
go.
convince yourself that like you don't have the right to be upset about it because there was nothing to be
But
upset about.
there is. It's uh,
It sucks because at this point I just want to say that I'm going through like the worst breakup of my life. Cause like I don't even know how else to put it, y'all. Like there's no other way to slice it. Like that's what it is.
it's crazy. It's a lot. And what sucks is like you're probably like, why are you so quiet? Because I know how much Hope needs this at this time to just tell her shit. Like I honestly like there's literally nothing I can say for her, say to Hope that will make her feel better automatically because it's like you just this is so corny, but you genuinely just have to like kind of how do you say this? Like, yeah, she cut him off, but she has to take the hit to the face in order for her to move on. Because if not, it's like she said, it will be a continuous cycle. And we don't need that, you know? But it's never easy letting somebody go, especially someone that was just, I don't know. You were just so blinded, I feel like. And that's okay. Just shit happens. And it goes the same for friends too. Like friendship breakups are the worst thing to experience as well.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This is so like I've never been serious on here. Like, can you out of all the times I've talked on this podcast, that's the quietest I've been. But I like it. Like I don't know. But if you are going through this right now, you don't have to be going exactly what Hope's going through. Friends, family, oh my God, family members. I'm going to say something. It is completely okay to cut off your family members. If they are not good for you, if they are toxic, manipulative, gaslighting, backhanded compliment, not compliments, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like all that shit, you need to completely cut them off. Like it is okay to do what's best for you. Like if you feel the need, for an example, if you feel the need to like cut, if you're like what 18 and 20 up, well 18 plus, and if you feel the need to cut off, example, your mom, your dad, whatever it is, do what's best for you. And that goes the same to any friendship. Once you feel like you are not being valued, you're not being heard, you're being misunderstood, that person is not putting the effort to even speak to you, acknowledge you, or anything, and you're putting more effort than that person is, as much as it hurts, it is time to leave.
Honestly, if I know you could like argue like they're not doing it on purpose, they don't know that they're hurting your feelings or whatever. But even then, I feel like I was gonna push up my glasses. Even then, I feel like that's your sign that you need to hit the road because if they don't know that they're upsetting you, like obviously communication is really important, but if they can't tell that they're being insensitive and like hurting your feelings, that's your first sign. Because yes, I I could have been better about communicating like this is one-sided and it's really draining me and I don't know how to keep doing this. But also on the flip hand or the flip side, whatever, he should be able to like know like this isn't how you treat a person. You don't treat a person like they're like transactional. Okay. You don't just call someone only when you need them and then leave them out in the wilderness whenever they need you. Okay. It's just not how things go. That's not a friendship. That's a therapist. Okay. I He wasn't paying me. Okay. And I was working overtime and I didn't even have the job. So like let's really think about it. But
Just so then you don't get cut off. You have like less than a minute.
yeah. Um if if someone if someone is okay with you not being in their life, then you need to be okay with them not being in your life. And I've always said that to my friends, and I need to start following my own shit there because um he was very okay with me not being in his life, clearly, because we would go a long time, okay, long time without any anything. And then all of a sudden, when you needed something, um, like he didn't even like notice that I wasn't there. That's the thing that bothers me. We gotta restart. Hold on. Um, that's the first problem. Um, if you have to basically beg someone to care about you,
They gotta go.
yeah, there's no. And the thing is, you think I would have learned by now because I am a recovering best friendaholic. Okay, I feel the need to be everyone's fucking best friend, and I'm slowly like weaning away from that. But I've always, been that person. I pride myself on being someone who anyone could come to talk to. Ooh, I don't even know what that was. And, sometimes that gets me in trouble because I put my all into every relationship that I have. And I feel like I set myself up for failure a lot because I do that with everybody. So it's like, I'm just setting myself up to get hurt because obviously not everyone is going to feel the same way about like, wanting to put in that much effort, wanting to um mm, be reliable. I think if someone is how do I put this? If someone is only coming to you because they know if no one else will do it, then you will. It's time to walk away because I continued to stay numerous times and look where I am now. So like if someone is just using you, there's no way to sugarcoat it. If someone's just using you because they know that you're gonna do it,
You gotta go.
you gotta go. If someone is and if you make it known to that, like if you really want to reconcile the friendship and you make it known to them, like, hey, this is what's going on, this is how I feel, and they say like, no, like you're my best friend. Like you can't you can't end the friendship or like blah blah blah. If they start with that shit, that's a red flag. What they should say is, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You're my best friend and I value you a lot, and I'm sorry that I made you feel like that." Acknowledge if they acknowledge their actions and they genuinely didn't realize that they were doing it, that's one thing. But if they start with the, "No, you're my best friend. I please don't leave. I need you, XYZ." Like,
Or the what is it? You're crazy. What are you talking about?
my God.
Or what do you mean? Like what are you like they try to just justify.
Excuses and
Yeah.
justifying is manipulating. Like, don't don't let them manipulate you into getting sucked back in. If you know that it's just gonna end up the same way, like there's no um it's like it's like why are you doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? Like if you um this is gonna sound stupid, but like if you have a dozen lemons and you're like cutting them open one after one expecting to find an orange, you're not gonna find an orange.
Right.
It's a lemon, so you need to move on. Don't keep being like, "Oh, maybe just one more, just one more, maybe I'll change, maybe they'll grow, maybe they'll mature." Sure, maybe they will, but they're not going to do it. They're
Yeah.
not. And if they do grow, they're not going to grow until they learn and acknowledge what they did. They're not going to grow if they just like, if you tell them and they're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." That's not growth. And they're not going to learn until it gets hard.
They'll realize what they missed after shit is over with.
If you're cutting
Always
open a lemon and you're expecting an orange, you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to continuously be disappointed.
what was I gonna say? Also, you shouldn't have to change yourself for anybody. You shouldn't have to change yourself for a friendship or a relationship. No, before somebody tries to make you look stupid, embarrass you in public, private, whatever the fuck, whatever the case may be, know your worth. Like, don't, how do I say this? Don't depend on, how do I word this? Oh, okay. Let's say, for an example, I have a friend, and that friend is clearly like just shitty ass friend. Like, they're manipulating me, backhand compliments, all this other shit. If you know it's wrong for you in the first place, that's a red flag automatically. And if they continue to do it after you told them not to in the nicest way possible, that's a red flag. And if also, I believe this so much. If you, okay, if you tell your friend something, right, in confidence, and let's say they tell a friend, or in this situation, okay, let's say that friend tells me something about somebody else I know, and that person told my friend in confidence, let me tell you something. If that friend is going around telling the other friend everybody else's business, that means they're doing the same shit to you with that friend, most likely. And let me tell you something. Friends do not tell other people shit. If I tell Hope something, Hope should not go. I'm not saying she would ever do this, but Hope should not go tell X, Y, and Z. That stays with Hope. And if I notice that X, Y, and Z is talking about something similar, I'm gonna know she said something.
And
So
you'll be able to notice this too, because if you if you play if you pay close attention, or if you pay close enough attention to somebody, they're gonna tell on themselves, because you're gonna notice that they're doing this shit about other people.
exactly that. It's honestly a shame because a lot of people in our generation do not know what a friendship means.
And you'll make excuses. You'll make excuses for them because you'll want it to work out, but you'll come up with a million excuses. Trust me, I have a million and a half excuses to unblock him and text him and be like, I didn't mean it. A million. And I'm not gonna do that because it's just gonna put me right back at square one. You're gonna have a million excuses. Trust me, it's not hard to come up with excuses. Okay. But it's harder to know that that's not something you should be doing and follow it than it is to make an excuse and just go right back to what you were doing before, obviously. But it's worth it in the long run if you can do that for yourself. A very wise friend once told me today, wouldn't you rather hurt a lot for a little bit than a little bit for forever? And like, it's true. Obviously, this sucks and I want to cry 24/7 and I don't want to leave my bed and I don't want to do the things that I want to do. But I know that this is temporary. Okay. If I had kept in that friendship, or friendship, because it wasn't a friendship, I would hurt a fraction of the heart that I feel right now forever. Indefinitely, however long I let it keep going. But instead, I chose to deal this massive load of hurt for just a little bit. Okay. It's going to go away. It's not going to stay this bad forever. And I know, and that's another thing, because I know what it's like to not want to cut off a friend because you don't want to have no friends. And I'm going to say this with love. I'm going to talk to you like I'm talking to myself at a young age. I don't care if you don't have any other friends. It's not worth it to have a friend that doesn't care about you than to not have any friends at all.
That's
Because
so true.
what is the point? What is the point?
Don't stick around and wait.
So that you can talk at lunch, recess, on the weekend. There's no, it's not worth the 5 minutes of joy that you get, isn't worth whatever they're doing to you that's hurting your feelings.
Just,
And they're not going to change because they're selfish. Okay. And unless they actually do exemplify change, then you don't need to be going back to them. You don't need to be running back to them. It's one thing if they say, I am so sorry. I value you immensely and you're so important to me. And I value our friendship and I will do better. And actually doing better than saying exactly what I said and then not changing at all. Because even though those words were nice, they don't mean a damn thing if they're not actually going to change.
Bro.
And I really wish I had known that sooner.
Words, let me say something. Words have no value whatsoever. You could legit walk up to a stranger and be like, "Hey, I love you." They're gonna think 9 times out of 10 that you actually do. But what I'm trying to say is you can say so many things without meaning absolutely nothing. Like, for an example, I could tell Hope XYZ, this and this and this. And she'll be like, "Oh my God, really?" And I can legit be like, "Yeah, like," but I can, in my mind, I'm like, I don't mean a single fucking word I said. I don't mean it. It's kind of like you're saying shit to shut the person up and to keep them in your life just so then hold on, to keep them in your life because you know the hold that you have on the person, so they abuse the power like fucking crazy until that other person is drained, and then when that other person leaves, they lose. They ultimately just lose everything.
I had a friend who would call me, well, she was not my friend, but for the sake of whatever I'm saying, she was my friend. Or I considered her my friend. She would call me her best friend, but she would treat me like garbage. She would talk about me behind my back. She would insult me to my face every day, constantly. Like there was always some type of problem that she had with me, and it was never anything that I did. And she would call me her best friend though. Someone calling you their best friend doesn't mean jack, okay? Doesn't mean anything. I don't care if they're cool and you think that's like your entry pass into like the friend group or whatever. I don't care. If they're treating you like garbage, don't let them. It's as simple as that. Like only you can control how people's actions and words affect you. And if you're going to continue to let them be around you and do that to you, I mean, I get that you're in school together and you're going to see each other, but you don't have to text them. You can block them on everything if they already have you on shit. Like you don't have to let them do that to you. Just because you go to school together doesn't mean they get to treat you like that. Just because they see you every day doesn't mean, you know, that you can't do anything about it. You still can.
Honestly, also this, when you are cutting somebody off or in the back, hold on, I'm gonna say two things. In the back of your mind, if you know somebody's not good for you and you're contemplating on cutting them off, that's a sign for you to cut them off. That is a clear sign for you to cut them off. Another thing is as well, if let's say you're, oh my God, I'm not gonna be her friend anymore. You don't have to owe anybody an explanation. You don't. You don't always have to do this, but for me, I don't explain myself. I block on everything that I feel I need to do and grieve grieve. Sometimes people don't deserve to get why they're being cut off. They're even lucky if you do.
However, if you're like me and you feel like you need to explain, no matter how wrong they did you, you feel like you owe them an explanation first. You don't owe them an explanation, but if it's gonna help you have closure, like it did for me, then do it. But don't tell them every single detail. When I texted him, I wanted to tell him everything. I wanted to tell him everything from start to finish, how, when it started, and how, and this and that, and exactly what he did that hurt my feelings and whatever. But it's not important. It just matters like this is what happened. And I'm telling you, I'm not asking for your permission to end the friendship. I'm doing it. This is for me. This isn't for you. And just tell them what's important to know. You don't have to tell them every single detail. And just let it be. And the way the person reacts to what you said will tell you everything you need to know.
Right. Also, silence says a lot too. A person's silence says a lot. So, another thing I want to do, I will not do, say, if you know, like, deep down, like, you don't mean this much to this person, don't overplay your parts. That is another sign to leave. Like, I can go on and on about this because, oh my God, shit just happens.
Right.
But
Like I was playing the girlfriend regardless of the fact that I was not a girlfriend. Okay. Don't do that. Likewise, in a friendship, don't play the friend if they're not going to treat you like one. I mean, there's a difference between kindness and friendship. Like, obviously, be kind to everybody. But if they're not treating you like that, you can be kind to them, but don't bend over backwards, break your neck for them. Okay. You can be kind, but don't hurt yourself trying to do something for them that you know they wouldn't do for you.
just, I don't know. When it comes to friendship nowadays, like, just, how do I say this? If you know your position, if you know where you stand with this person and you have them at a higher level, you either tell them about it and they'll meet you here, or you tell them and you just remove yourself from the equation. Simple as that. Never, never question yourself. If you already have to question yourself about a friendship, it is, you already have the answer. You're just scared to admit it to yourself. And you want to make excuses and excuses, but they do this, but they do that. It doesn't matter what they have done. It's the act. You can't justify the happy moments and put that there just because you don't want to cut them off. You just have to really like fuck it and do it. Cause I can be like, oh my God, but like they did this and this and this. That does not matter. You're just trying to convince yourself that they're good when they're clearly fucking not. And it sucks to find out that, you know, you don't mean a lot to this person as you thought you did. It sucks. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be like a fucking bee. Zoom. You're gonna be shocked. Legit. You wouldn't know. And sometimes shit happens where you and this guy or this girl or this friendship, you guys are hitting it off really well, this and this and this. And there's a break. And shit just goes downhill. Sometimes you don't know what went left. You don't know you don't know where it went left. And sometimes you gotta think, well, you're not the problem. They just they did I don't how do I say this without sounding people do what they do, but don't let them think it's cute and sweet. It's not geeky, haha. No. You have to literally be like, I didn't like what you did there. That's not cool. And if they don't take your feelings into consideration, you're like, all right, you're off them. You're cool off them. You're done. That shit ends. Because nobody should sit there and allow themselves to completely be in a place for a person emotionally, physically, mentally, such at a high state, knowing the other person could not give one single shit about you. And sometimes you literally have to tell yourself, like, damn, this person does not give a fuck about me. They really fucking don't.
And like
And
obviously you have to put the context of the situation into whatever you're trying to figure out because there are some people that deserve the benefit of the doubt, but be very careful with who you give that to. Don't just give it to everybody, okay? If this person has earned your trust over multiple established instances, then sure, give them the benefit of the doubt, but don't let it go untalked about. If it bothers you, you have to talk about it because then it's going to become partially your fault that they're doing this to you because they're not going to know that it's hurting your feelings.
you need to do this in order to get a result. If you are mute, like, okay, this happened a couple weeks ago. So I completely understand why it's hard to communicate your feelings. Trust me, I get it 100%. But also, like, you gotta speak up for yourself. Like you genuinely do. Because I always say this, at the end of the day, you have nobody but yourself. Like think of it as this. At the end of the day, you're going to be in your own grave by yourself. No one else is going to be with you. You have to be your biggest supporter, your biggest defender. Yes, you can have other people defending you, of course, like your friends. That's no issue. But when it comes to you, you cannot play about yourself. Like you have to hold yourself at a high standard. And once people think that they can abuse that power, that's where you're like, you need to shut that down. Especially when it comes to boys with relationships. Boys, I'm not saying all boys and men are like this because there are definitely some good men out there that genuinely would not do this to a woman, a girl, you know.
And if they are good, you'll know.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, if someone cares about you, you will know whether or not they say it. You will know. And if you're confused, then they don't, or they don't care enough. Like, I wish I would have listened to the first time I heard that because I was like, that's stupid. Like, obviously, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna, maybe play it off or push it off as something else. But no, you're gonna know. If someone cares about you, someone likes you, if someone wants you in their life, they will make that known, whether it's through actions, through words.
If they want to, they will.
No matter what the circumstances, friendship, relationship, the anything,
If they want to, they will.
they will. They will make it known.
I had another thing. I think it probably slipped my mind.
Even
But
the people that suck at communicating how much they care about people, I am the worst when it comes to expressing how much I care about people because I don't like getting all up in my feelings like that. I have a bad um habit of not being able to tell people how much I care about them. Even I make it known when I care about somebody. Even if I can't say I love you or I care about you or you're important to me or I appreciate you, it's always going to come out in some other type of way. Whether that's, oh, this TikTok reminded me of you, or posting a picture with the person, or texting them 15 times in a row because something happened and I'm excited to tell you. You're going to know. And if you're confused and if that's unclear,
then
then
that is your
you've
sign.
already got your answer.
Yep. Or if you even have to question it, like, but also that's the tricky part because you don't want to assume. So take it as you will, you know?
If you have many circumstances in which it lines up, if it's a pattern, then you're not assuming.
Right.
If it's just one thing, maybe you're assuming. But also, that's the thing. You've got to communicate that. If it upsets you the first time, you have to make it known. And you don't have to say it in a disrespectful way. You could just be like, "Hey, like this happened and it kind of hurt my feelings." And maybe you don't even know why. And you could say, "And I don't know why it hurt my feelings, but it did. And I just wanted to let you know so that we can move forward." And like I said, how they respond will tell you everything you need to know. If they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, let's figure this out, why it upset you," and then they don't do it again, well, there you go. But if they don't care and they're like, "Okay, well, sorry you felt that way. You Sorry you felt that way." Well, that's stupid.
Literally. But it's hard. Like friendships are hard. Friendships can be draining. Relationships are hard. Relationships can be draining.
But if Elise and I can do it and we're on opposite sides of the freaking world from each other, then you can do it too.
Just I don't know. I can give you guys as much as advice I want, but I would have to go in depth on everything. But moral of the story is don't let somebody make you feel so little. Don't. Don't let somebody put you in like a corner and you feel like you can't fucking move because it's like, oh, if I do this, they're gonna do that. A friend should not be doing anything like that. And if you feel like Once you start to feel something wrong in the friendship, address it, communicate it. And if they say this and they don't do no action, respectfully, just pack up your bag, exit. It does not matter how many years you guys have been together, friendship, no disrespect should be tolerated for long enough. And I wish I could have told myself that.
No amount of history will outweigh
The disrespect.
the disrespect, the hurt feelings, the repeated actions. No amount of history, no amount of whether you've met their grandparents, their extended family, you've spent the night, no matter what. Like, and not gonna lie, I am expecting a call from his mom. I know she's gonna call me. That I can't do anything about that. That doesn't, and yeah, that would have stopped me before. But then I realized like none of this should be the reason why I'm allowing myself to keep being in this situation. Like I, at that point, am putting myself in that situation. At that point, it's not even his fault. It's mine because I know what's gonna happen, and I'm just putting myself back in that cycle. You gotta take yourself out. Take yourself out.
Don't let yourself get too comfortable in that situation. Like once you see it, leave. Because then when push comes to shove, as of now, like when I first cut this person off, I did not know what the fuck to do. Like the first couple days, I was fine. Then I started like seeing little things that like reminded me of them, and I'm like, fuck. I completely forgot I exited out. And recently, me and this person talked, and it was crazy. But I blocked him. I blocked him again because it felt so wrong to talk to him. Because then I just remembered, I was like, whoa, you disrespected me too many times. You're even lucky you got a conversation out of me now. So I got comfort from that. So did he. And I left it at that. But don't let nobody disrespect you. Don't let nobody think you're stupid. That is one thing. Oh my God. Don't don't let people think you're stupid. You're not stupid, you're not oblivious.
I
Nothing is worth staying if it's hurting you.
Yeah.
Nothing is worth staying.
At the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. I know it sounds selfish, but it's gonna start to affect you one way or the other, and you need to do what's best for you. Because like right now, I'm trying to focus on, school. I'm trying to focus on this podcast, my YouTube, our other social medias, my family, my friends, and I can't have someone that's holding me back because I'm putting in so much of my energy into caring about what they think of me, whether or not I'm important. It shouldn't be taking up that much energy.
You will win some and you'll lose some.
Yeah.
And when you lose some, you win. You win something. You win at the end of the fucking tunnel. You win what's there. And like the first step, honestly, is cutting that person off. You have to you have to take the fucking L to your face.
You're
You
gonna
have
take
to
some massive L's too. Because
like
like obviously it's been 5 years. I thought that I was gonna end up with him for 4 of those years. Literally. So it's gonna be hard. It's not easy. I've already broken down like 12 times today. But I had to do it because I can't just keep letting that hold me back from all of the things that I could be achieving.
let yourself cry, let yourself scream. Like you physically need to let it out. Whatever the fuck that is. Like you're grieving. I said this to Hope literally yesterday. No, today actually. I said the person's not dead, but you're grieving the person's presence. But sometimes you gotta stab yourself in the back because that person won't physically do it themselves. You gotta notice it. You gotta stab yourself in the back. Take the dagger out and let yourself go through that pain just for you to have peace. And I promise you, once you have peace, it is the best fucking thing ever. It takes a while to get peace. I'm not saying everything is all peachy, all this, all that. There's gonna be days where you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. Like my day's going perfect. Like I'm finally starting to get a move along things. And the next day you can be back at square one. You have to let yourself feel it. You have to, because if not, you're gonna literally be holding on for it for so long to the point where it's unhealthy. And we can't have that happen. You have to do what's best for you. You can you can leave a person with tears in your eyes fully. It's just a matter of you leaving. Like it's
You
gonna
you've got to be with yourself 24/7 forever. Okay. Do you really want to be with yourself and be miserable? Like, okay. I literally, when I said that, I literally pictured myself holding myself by my shoulders from like 3 years ago and being like, what are you doing? Like literally just shaking myself back and forth because there are people that tried to wake me up and I didn't listen. I didn't listen because I was like, you're wrong. Watch. Clown. Clown emoji. Okay.
and sometimes
Don't don't let it happen to you
right.
for years.
Don't
Years.
don't don't stick around waiting for something to change when you know nothing is going to change. If you're already questioning it in mind, you need to leave. You need to pack your shit. And you need to fucking go.
And then maybe if they change later on and they make it known that they've changed, then maybe, you know, give them a chance. I don't know.
Right. The point is, don't get too comfortable with the idea of them changing.
Don't get comfortable with them treating you like dirt either,
Literally.
because I got way too comfortable with that. I was like, oh, he's busy. It's fine. No, it's not fine.
This is basically how I can put it in perspective. I have an ant in my hand. I'm looking at it, waiting to fucking grow. Is the ant gonna grow? No. I can hope, but you can't. An ant can't grow after all this time.
It's
It's
like
gonna
watching glue dry. Like it's like nothing is happening.
literally.
I'm sorry this episode was so such
Oh,
a downer.
but I feel like we needed it. Well, you needed it. They need it. And whoever's watching this, like if you're going through this,
Let
find
us know
peace within yourself.
if you need
Don't
someone to talk to.
we're here.
Our DMs are always open. So
Just know you're loved. You're
let us
worth it.
know if you need someone to talk to. Okay.
Literally,
'Cause
you're loved. You're worth it.
you're not gonna be left alone.
You're not. Find peace
Yes.
within yourself. If you are, I'm gonna say this is
Allow yourself to feel
yes,
peace. Okay. Don't deny yourself the peace because you want to hang on to this person that barely cares.
literally. Especially if you're seeing this and you're getting out of a relationship. Find peace, but don't go looking for peace in another person. That goes for relationship and friendship. Find peace within yourself. Within yourself.
Find security in your own company, in your own
Go out
self.
and do awesome shit for yourself. Be selfish in this time. Don't don't listen to what people have to say, especially when you're healing, because everyone heals different. Not everyone will heal the same way. For some, it's easier, from others, it's harder, and that's okay. It's not a race. It's not. You're not in a race with anybody. You're not even in a race with yourself. Hell, you're just waiting to get to
It's
them.
not it's not linear either. Guys, it's not gonna look like this.
It's
Okay?
gonna look like
So
this.
don't give up at the first sign of trouble, okay? Stick through it. That first
Yeah,
meltdown you have where you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should. No, don't don't let that limit
because
you.
you already done enough before you completely cut them off. That was already enough.
But
The piece is so worth it. Stand on business. Stand on fucking business. And once they notice that you're standing on business, they're gonna be so fucking they're going to be mad. And honestly, you gotta let them be mad.
good.
You have to let them be mad. You have to let them miss your presence. Hold that power and don't let them come back
They
unless they
shouldn't have to lose you to
yeah,
realize how important you were, okay?
exactly. Hold on to that power and never open the gates unless used to have a mature conversation and they're showing you that they're changing. To further notice, hold on to that power that you have over them because they treated you so bad and now they miss you. Hold on to it.
Life
Hold on to it.
sucks. Fucking yeah, you miss me, okay? Of
Hold on to
course
it
you do.
because you're the shit. Like, you're the shit. They're, I don't know if I should say this, but me personally, I like to be a little cocky with it. I know you're going to miss me. I know you are. Because I done shit that nobody else would have fucking done for you. You won't miss me. You won't miss me now, but you will miss me in the most randomest times ever. While you're missing me, I'm on to greater, better things. You have to let them miss you. You have to. As much as it sucks because they shouldn't have to miss you, they should already be in communication with you, whatever. You gotta let they're the fly. Kick it off. Kick it off. You're the food, they're the fly. You gotta kick it off. What? That doesn't yeah. Shushu. They gotta go. And then like we said, mature conversation and shit works out, then it does. But you need to give yourself time to heal from everything. Just know that you're worth it. There's nothing wrong with you. And sometimes you're not their person. And you wanted to be their person for so long, so fucking bad. But you're just not. And I'm not saying because you guys are not, but they're just too fucking oblivious to like realize what they have and they took it for granted. You will be worth it for somebody. You will. Somebody will bend over, flip their head, take off their head, put it back on, break an arm, break a leg, and put it all back up for you. And you will find that person, but you need to give yourself time. And don't go looking for this person. Don't. That person will come to you and you will know, you will just know. But for now, be your own girlfriend, be your own best friend, be your own friend. Because no one is going to defend you like you do. Like you have your back no matter what the case is.
Don't let
Like,
people steamroll over you, okay?
don't let them stomp either. And if they stomp on you, you get right back up and you leave and you take the L and you go with it. The L hurts. It does. It's a slap in the face. And it's a big slap. Shit sucks and it hurts. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not. But in a couple months or so, you will feel you'll feel better. And there's only so much I can say or do, but I can't I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you how to process things. I can't tell you how to do this and this and this. It's a learning curve. You're literally relearning everything for the past like 5 years or so without this person. That's what it is. It's like a toddler learning how to walk. First comes the first comes him just simply sitting on his own, then crawling on the floor, then his first few steps, and then once you got that going, you're good. It's literally you're relearning how to do shit without that person, and it's hard. But you got to keep going. I truly appreciate each one of you. If you're still watching this, like, thank you. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoy it. I hope you learned something from it as much as I did as well. Because I know we talk about it, but you learn from hearing yourself talk and hearing others speak about shit like this. And you learn different perspectives. Just know you're worth it, you're beautiful, you're loved. Don't don't feel like you're not any of those, because you are. Do shit for you if you have not done anything nice for yourself in a while. Like, put the world on mute and focus on yourself. Learn how, if you don't know how to say no, learn how to say no. If you guys don't know how to say no, the people who are watching, learn how to say no. I promise you it will change your life. Don't feel the need to please everybody if you are not pleasing yourself, because it is not worth it at the end. Because you're just pleasing people who don't give a fuck. Please yourself, because you give 5 fucks about yourself. And the people who also will care about you will come along. You win and you lose some. It's life. But you live and you learn. That's the most important thing. Oh my God, I'm rambling so much. Also, I'm so sorry if you are going through something similar like this because, oh, it stinks. Like your heart, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but your heart sometimes legit hurts. This was a very deep conversation, definitely out of our comfort zone for sure. I'm, if you know, I'm the least serious person ever, as you've seen. So take it or leave my advice, take it or leave it Hope's advice. I'm going to sprinkle a little doubt because all this might not work. But I hope you learned something. And let us know if you guys want more talks like this.
Yeah.
Like for real. If we do post a Google form, please fill it out because we need your input. That's very important.
It's anonymous.
It is.
Just take care of yourselves, guys. Protect your hearts, okay?
Protect your peace as well.
Protect your peace. Don't let don't let people lie to you. Okay? You're gonna know when people are trying to manipulate you. Okay. And even if there are some situations in which you don't know, but
Listen to your gut.
listen, okay?
Your gut is never fucking wrong. You are
Never.
not crazy. You are not crazy. Your feelings are valid no matter what the fuck it is.
At the end of the day, you're feeling that way for a reason.
Exactly. And the truth will always reveal itself one way or another. You
Just
will
just don't let it take just don't let it take
know.
4 years, okay? Don't let it get to that point
Don't
because you're gonna develop such an attachment to that person that by the time you're ready to let go, you've already got years and years and years worth of shit to get over rather than just a year, 2 years,
don't let it take
4 months.
months.
Just let it go before it gets big.
Yes. Also, I know this is like very weird to say right now, but learn literally how to kind of detach from somebody without feeling a certain way. Because once you master detachment, it's 10 times better. Of course, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but not as much. But don't let people think you're stupid. Listen to your gut, protect your heart, protect your peace. And that is this week's video.
And if you need someone, we are right here. For real. Okay.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All of our social media will be in the link. As always, peace out, Girl Scouts. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys. We love you.
We love you.